All right, so for this breakdown of the song God of Victory in the key of D, bumped up tempo to 80, I'm going to show a couple of patterns, the one I use and then one that could be substituted if the count is a little difficult. So what I'm doing for the intro and the verse is a rhythm that looks like this. So what's happening is it's just the same as the intro where the D is for a full bar and then 3 counts and then the A is on the 4th count. So let me try to count this out by 16ths. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 4. So obviously it's hard to count and say, but what's happening in the pattern sounds like this with the click. And the thumb kind of thumping it in different parts can help be like a catapult to the other hand, so that groove could be held down with more control. Another thing would just be rocking it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in verse 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and third line 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 into chorus. So that B minor's on 3, the A is on 4 as usual, and then chorus. So what I'm doing for the chorus is 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and then holding it for the same for E minor. Same thing was it's a G and D and then B A. So 1E and a G D B A B A. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and then just changing your thumb to F sharp when you do the B, and then when you do A, E, A, D, and then C sharp to A. So G, E minor, B minor, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for the chorus, and then the alternate would be moving it up. So G, E, and then D, B. That sounds better. Yeah, because if I do the D, it sounds kind of funny. So for B, so it's like making it a 7th, but putting it down here. So A, F sharp, E, B. So G, E minor, B minor, and then for A, so A, D, G, F sharp, E, D, tracing the melody. So that would be the second version of how to do the chorus. And then for verse 2, depending on which pattern you choose, whether it's but you're still doing what's a 5 to our defender. So you're emphasizing to our defender. When there's nothing that could ever stand against. So to our defender, and then ever stand against. And then the third line, to heaven's victor. And then more stomp. And then when you get to the fourth line, same as the other one, you emphasize the keys to hell. Wait, when you hold the key, when you hold the keys to hell, right? When you hold the keys to hell within your hand. So the verse, defender. Never stand against. Heaven's victor. When you hold the keys to hell within your hand. B minor, and then chorus. And then the bridge. So second inversion, G, and then D, G, so D, G, C sharp because we're walking up to the E, and then D, G, D, and then A, and then on E minor, G, D, G, basically making B minor 7th, but having the A. So doing that, variations of following the melody. And I like to do a D over F sharp as a, because there's a lot of space there depending on the instrumentation. You might want to leave it open or fill it because it might just sound empty. So that's my passing chord, D over F sharp to the G. So you repeat that with tracing the melody, and then so it's a variation on the oh. So that second inversion G to A to C sharp, like you did in the first chord riff, but now you've got some movement behind it, and then over E minor. So E, A, D to C sharp. Octave, F sharp, D, F sharp to E, E, A, D, E, A, E, E, A, D, E, A, C sharp, E, A. You can make it octaves. So A octave, G to F sharp. So the same notes, and then back to, and then A, A over C sharp, F sharp passing bass line, and then you could go into of some kind or keep that. So, yeah, those are the passing chords and the rhythms happening in my arrangement of God of Victory for the piano in the key of D. And then we go to the bridge, and we've done it twice. So the first round is big, and then do a smaller when you end it, because we ended it quietly. I'm not sure how you're going to do it, but that is the breakdown for God of Victory.